The movie begins with a young man named Oliver Quick having a conversation with an individual who is not seen on screen regarding his relationship with Felix Catton. Oliver maintains that he was not in love with Felix, despite the fact that he did love Felix with all his heart. Oliver receives a scholarship to attend Oxford University in 2006, and as a result, he does not fit in with the other students that go to Oxford because they come from wealthy families. In the beginning, he is contacted by another student named Michael Gavey, who is a little awkward and off-putting. Additionally, he gets off to a poor start with another student named Farley Start. In the process of making his way back to his room, he comes across Felix, who is riding his bicycle with a flat tire. Felix would want to express his gratitude to Oliver for providing him with his bicycle so that he can reach his destination. Felix has developed a fondness for Oliver, and as a result, Oliver begins to spend more time with Felix. Michael explains to Oliver that Felix and his pals will ultimately become bored with him, and Oliver begins to ignore Michael in a manner that is effective. At one point, Felix's girlfriend Annabelle hooks up with Oliver after Felix pulled out of plans with her. This occurs despite the fact that Annabelle was one of the people who had previously looked down upon Oliver due to his perceived lack of wealthy status. There is no doubt that after some time has passed, Felix feels that Oliver's persistent efforts to spend time with him are very discouraging to him. Oliver goes to Felix's room later and breaks down in tears, telling Felix that he has just discovered that his father has passed away, most likely as a result of a night of drinking. Oliver claims that he is unable to return home since his mother is a drug addict and he does not possess a sense of security in his own residence. During the summer, Felix extends an invitation to Oliver to spend time with him at the estate that his family owns in Saltburn. Following the completion of the boys' final examinations, Oliver joined Felix on the journey to Saltburn, where they eventually arrived at their expansive estate. Oliver is introduced to members of Felix's family, including his sister Venetia and Elspeth's friend Pamela, as well as Felix's parents, Sir James and Lady Elspeth. Felix is embarrassed because he has told his family everything there is to know about Oliver, but Elspeth continues to harass him by asking him intrusive questions about his family and his home life. Due to the fact that Farley and Felix are cousins, Farley also resides at Saltburn. The first thing that Oliver does when he begins to spend time with Felix, Venetia, and Farley is to simply relax naked in the field that is located outside of the mansion. In the later part of the day, Oliver observes Felix practice self-abuse in the bathtub. Sometime later, when Felix is no longer there, Oliver goes to slurp up the remaining water from the bathtub. Oliver begins to spend more time with Elspeth and Venetia, even as he develops a stronger relationship with Felix. In the beginning, he makes the suggestion to Elspeth that Pamela is involved in some nefarious activity against her in order to get her away from Saltburn. In the later hours of the night, he locates Venetia near the garden and engages in fellatio with her while she is experiencing her period. Felix is uncomfortable with Oliver being with his sister in such a manner, and Farley tells Felix about it. Felix expresses his concern with the situation. After that, the Cattons throw a party in the mansion they own. When Oliver is participating in a round of karaoke, Farley makes fun of him by having him sing "Rent" by the Pet Shop Boys. This is done in order to make fun of Oliver for the fact that he has basically moved into the Cattons' home. Oliver sneaks into Farley's bed at night in order to threaten him while crawling over him and giving him a hand relief. He does this while he is climbing over him. As soon as the sun rises, Farley is expelled from Saltburn since it was reported that he was attempting to steal from the mansion. After some time has passed, while Oliver is with Felix and Elspeth, she casually reveals that Pamela has passed away, with the strong implication that her death was the result of suicide. The Cattons are making preparations for a celebration in honor of Oliver's next birthday, which is approaching. On the other hand, Felix takes Oliver by surprise by taking him on a journey to see his mother, something Oliver appears to be attempting to avoid. After the boys have arrived to the house, Felix is taken aback to discover that not only is Oliver's mother Paula in good health and friendly, but that his father Jeff is also still alive and that the family is in a rather comfortable financial situation. Despite Felix's best efforts to explain himself, Oliver's lies have successfully dissuaded Felix from continuing to support him. He is instructed by Felix to depart Saltburn once the party is over. Farley makes an appearance at the party and makes fun of Oliver by stating that he belongs at Saltburn more than Farley does. Oliver is insulted by Farley's comments. Oliver is irritated since the visitors at the party don't even know his name when they sing for him during the celebratory event. Next, Oliver ventures into the maze that the family has constructed outside of the mansion, where he discovers Felix. Oliver makes an effort to salvage their connection, but Felix feels that he has had enough of him. Overhearing people urgently reaching out for Felix in the morning, Oliver is able to identify Felix. His body is discovered by his family in the center of the maze, where he and Oliver had been bickering up until that point. After some time has passed, Oliver is seated for an awkward lunch with his family, which also includes Farley. An accusation has been made against Farley, stating that he may have been responsible for Felix's death by using narcotics the night before. Immediately following the funeral for Felix, Elspeth requests that Oliver remain to reside at Saltburn. When Oliver enters the bathroom while Venetia is taking a shower, she begins to accuse him of preying on her family. She is concerned that he appears to be infatuated with Felix, despite the fact that they have only known each other for a little over half a year. The following day, Venetia is discovered dead as well, having slit her wrists in the bathtub where she bathed. Following the burial for her, James makes it clear that he expects Oliver to leave Saltburn and even offers to pay him off if he does so. The passage of more than a decade reveals that Oliver has long since departed Saltburn. It was in a newspaper that he discovered James had passed away. After that, he finally comes face to face with Elspeth at a coffee shop, where she is delighted to see him. Subsequent to their reunion, she extends an invitation to him to return to Saltburn. It is later revealed in the movie that Oliver has been communicating with Elspeth, who is currently lying on her deathbed. Then, as she lies dying, he admits for the first time that he was the one who was responsible for everything that had occurred to her family. In an effort to meet Felix and incorporate himself into his life, Oliver punctured the tire of Felix's bicycle. Felix was poisoned in the maze after he was given a bottle to drink from, but Oliver had already thrown up the poison before it could be administered. In addition to that, he placed razor blades near to Venetia in order to inspire her to pull the trigger on her own life. Additionally, Oliver had sent an email to Farley in an effort to remove her from Saltburn. Subsequently, he was successful in convincing Elspeth to sign over all of her assets to Oliver, which ultimately ended up allowing him to inherit the entirety of Saltburn. Once more, Oliver discusses how he had feelings for Felix, both positive and negative, but that he was never in love with him. Then, in order to put an end to Elspeth's life, he removes her breathing tube. Oliver walks into the mansion that the Cattons own, and later on, he dances naked around the building while listening to the song, "Murder on the Dance Floor." Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this.